Hey, we're the Screen Team, and we are back. We are doing some movie reviews with our good friend Guy, and we're doing a lot of movies that came out here in 2017, and the next one we're going to do is a movie called Rings. And I'm not sure, Guy, is this movie a reboot? Is it a sequel? Is it a prequel? What is Rings? What's up with it, man?
It's the third movie.
That's all you're going to say?
They wanted it to be a soft reboot, but it just wasn't that. It also wasn't good. It was the first one was passable for an American make of a Japanese horror.
Yeah.
The second one lowered the bar even further, and this does not so much lower the bar as ducks underneath it and climbs to the bottom of the barrel and starts licking the scum.
That's pretty bad. Why is this movie so terrible? Why?
Well, several reasons. One, it all depended on jump scares.
Okay.
Bit of calm, something jumps at you. Bit of calm, something jumps out at you. Jump scares are the cheapest thing in horror. You know me in horror. Jump scares are the worst.
Yeah.
Jump scares are the cheapest way to do horror. It doesn't rely on atmosphere. It doesn't rely on clever writing. It doesn't rely on clever characters. It's just jump scares. I can get that playing Resident Evil 7 and have a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Also, when you have a twist of who your villain is, don't cast Vincent D'Onofrio.
So he was in this film, huh?
Yeah, and the moment he showed up, I knew he was the villain.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's Vincent D'Onofrio.
Right.
It's the same as Ben Kingsley. If you want to do a twist, don't cast the obvious person.
Right.
We have a hero. Who are we going to cast? Tom Cruise. Well, I never would have seen that coming.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Why would you make the most obvious choice and then have a twist and then say, ooh, we were supposed to never see that coming? No.
Right.
It was lazy. It was predictable. And it didn't do anything to move along the franchise. It did everything it could to pull the drag chute and basically waste an hour and a half of my life that I will never get back. With my Stubbs rewards, I paid $1 to go see this movie, and I still paid too much.
Wow. That is a glorifying review from you, Guy. You know what's really funny is that this movie pretty much killed the Rings franchise, but it also killed another franchise. I'm speculating here, but Friday the 13th, one of your favorites.
That's the rumor mill as to why it got killed. I don't believe that.
You don't think so?
I don't believe that's why it got killed. For several reasons. One, they're two totally different franchises. They're two totally different audience bases.
But it was like 2 weeks away from opening production of it, though.
Yeah, but that happens all the time in films. It happens all the time in films, and it's just popcorn speculation to say that. Correlation is not causation, period.
All right.
I mean, if it was to happen, then the studio really doesn't understand its audience base to begin with, because Rings, this is the third. Friday the 13th, this will be the 13th.
Right.
There's a lot longer history, and, we're going to be doing the ranking soon for all the Friday the 13th games and or all the movies in honor of the Friday the 13th game coming out, which, by the way, I am going to play. My girl already said she loves watching me play video games, but she's insisting I play this one with the lights on. So,
all right, so are you going to follow that? Are you going to have it with the lights on?
No.
You go.
You got to have horror the right way.
You go.
Yeah, I love the franchise, and I'm sorry to hear that it got killed, but I seriously doubt it was because of this horrid piece of crap, because you knew it was going to be bad before it even came out. I watched the trailer and knew that it was going to be bad, but I also review horror for you guys and wanted to make sure that it was going to be represented. But yeah, it didn't even meet my lowered expectations for it.
So it's basically the same storyline as the original two, right? The Japanese version and the American version. We've got this tape that if you watch, 4 or 5 days after you watch it, you die.
7.
You die, right? So that's basically the same kind of premise here. It's
the exact same premise.
And there's nothing new that this movie incorporates into
You have to go find. Well, now it incorporates that she got a burn on her hand that's in Braille, and it says rebirth. They're going to free her body, where her body was entombed, and that allows her to be reborn into this world as the ultimate evil.
Yeah.
Okay, it still doesn't do anything. Let
me ask you
It's
something.
as frightening as you thought it would be with the trailer, and the trailer didn't show that it was going to be frightening.
Let me ask you something. You're the writer. You're the producer of the Rings franchise. How do you make this? How do you make this this saga better? How do you move it along? What do you do?
Well, first, I beat my head against a brick wall until it bleeds. Then I put my hands into a stump grinder.
Okay.
Then maybe I might be able to come up with something passable. It's every hackneyed cliche with these kind of horror films.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ghost Spectre horrors are very cliched and very by the numbers wrote, and it's badly done.
Yeah.
This is cliched hack for even cliched hack films, and I love schlock. This is lowering the bar for schlock, and that is bad.
So
I like Birdemic, and I don't like this. That should tell you something.
So I'm curious. Have you seen the Japanese version?
Yes.
I have not. Is it worth seeing?
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
I love watching Japanese horror. Japanese horror, they take a unique approach. They actually believe in atmosphere and building suspense, and when the scares come, it truly gives you a sense of dread. You know, I can equate it to this. If you really want the idea of something coming after you and you have nowhere to go and a true sense of dread that you get in these kind of films, modern Japanese horror, you can get them in American cinema with movies like the original Alien by Ridley Scott.
Right.
Because all that was atmosphere, tension, suspense, really building the emotion so that when you finally did see the monster, you were genuinely terrified.
Yeah.
You were afraid of the nameless fear in the dark. The original Halloween did it. The original Friday the 13th did it. Hell, even when you saw the monster, the original Nightmare on Elm Street did it. You can do it with American horror. You just have to know how to do it, not put out these manufactured cookie cutter, just baseline horror films that do nothing but insult the viewing public.
So just to repeat, if you are a fan of horror, do you see Rings?
No.
There you go.
If you're a fan of films, don't see Rings. If you're a fan of your eyeballs, don't see Rings.
When do you see Rings?
I guess the best way to appreciate this is a lot of Jack Daniels, some black tar Mexican heroin, and losing your eyesight in one eye.
That's it right there, man.
That would be the best way to watch this movie.
The movie is called Rings, and that's Guy's review on it. And we got more with Guy and Chris. We're going to be doing the new Kong Skull Island. That's next, right here on KWOC.